All right, so how does wealth and what is wealth? How does wealth and legacy go together? Wealth is simply the abundance of something. I mean, it could be the abundance of really anything. Typically, we commonly associate it with money, finances. It can be an abundance of love. It can be an abundance of, like I said, a lot of different things, right? Oh, I'm actually doing a heart there, right? So I'm here in the trees where I love, oh gosh, but wealth coaching, what exactly does that mean and entail? Well, typically when we ask someone, hey, do you want to be rich or do you want to be wealthy? That'll be the next video when I kind of compare and contrast the difference between rich and wealthy. But what is it to be wealthy? We talk about these people that are wealthy. They have an abundance of, they have wealth, right? And you want to create wealth. So how do we do that? What does that look like? Well, let me just give you a basic fundamental picture of wealth, right? So wealth is essentially when you have a system in place. And I'm not going to go any further because I'm going to leave for the next video, but when you have a system in place that is transferable from one generation to the next generation to the next generation, right? Generally, when you're looking at least 2, 3, 4 generations down the line, things can be transferable. So the most common thing that people look at when it comes to that is real estate. Real estate. When you're able to own a piece of property and you own that free and clear, not in conjunction with the bank, you've paid it off, and obviously you always have to pay taxes, right? So you own that real estate, and now your children, your children's children, they can inherit that property, they can inherit that land, and that is one form of wealth. So this is why I got into the area of real estate and basically learning how to acquire real estate properties and kind of go up from there, from that one property to the next property and then multiple. And then you go from residential to potentially multifamily and commercial properties. There's different levels to this game that I'm evolving into, and I want to teach you guys how to evolve into, but it's also about where you start. So how do we start? That's where, obtaining things like loans, using certain tools and strategies to begin to create your wealth is very important. And that's where you sit down with myself or someone on my team or someone out there that's near and close to you that you know, like, and trust that can help you begin to put together a plan strategy, or what I call a GPS, a wealth GPS, a game plan strategy. So that way you can create wealth in your life, whether that may be just buying that first home and then getting into some investment properties. Maybe that's creating a business system that is transferable, because you really can't transfer a job, right? So maybe you create some kind of a business system that your grandkids or children's can inherit, right? And learn how to leverage that system that you're passing to them, right? That's what I'm talking about as it relates to creating wealth. And we want to basically create wealth in a systematic means or a way, so that way it's faster. Man, there's so many different things that I wish I would have known when I was starting out back when I was 20 years old. That's right, I got into this game basically wanting to learn and comprehend these things when I was about 20 years old. I read some books, I listened to some audios, listened to some key people that were around me. I also just saw what was happening in my family's life with my grandfather and just family when death actually hits, and just some of the realities of that. And it really made me have a heart check. It really made me, really think about where I wanted to focus on in my life, especially in the military and all these things that I've done. And so that's where I'm very passionate about talking about these things and putting together plans that can help you as well. So I just want to share with you, this is exactly what we're talking about. This is exactly what we're doing, is we're helping you start. And no matter where you are along your process and your journey, the bottom line is we can help you, one leaf at a time, one step at a time, one area of your puzzle at a time, right? We may be not the end all be all, but we may be the part in your process that kind of helps you get the jump start. And I've done this for several people to whereby, they've come back to me 10 years later and they're like, oh my God, Doug, you said something to me that really impacted my life. And you know what? That's so amazing to me. And so I just want to do this as a service and be a good and faithful servant to provide my gifting, my skills, my talents, because guess what? Just like people are commenting on my hairline and, this hair is growing. This thing is changing. And you know what? Things are constantly changing in our lives. And so the strategies, the game plan, the process can also change. Therefore, you need a coach to kind of help you adapt to the change. God bless.